What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with the Chicago Bulls and Detroit Pistons rivalry. I'm excited because you've heard so much about this rivalry and you know it was a real rivalry. But before we dive into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. Subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, touch me, shoot me. I talk back. You got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Cartwright, quick move to the hoop. Bale got fouled, and now Isaiah Thomas.
The Bulls and Pistons hated each other. They hated each other. And they should have. I mean, they pounded each other.
And Rodman and Jordan going at each other.
Each and every game that we played against Detroit, we considered a war.
We had flexed our muscles. They were flexing their muscles. And we wanted to remain kings, and they wanted what we have. So they were the ultimate game.
Between 1987 and 1991, these two teams would play each other 47 times, four times in the playoffs. Each game, a battle for both supremacy on the court and a place in NBA history. But ironically, the seeds of this rivalry were sown in Boston.
The Celtics were the old veteran team that nothing bothered them, and that annoyed the Pistons. The Pistons were trying as hard as they could, and nothing they did worked.
What a mistake by Detroit!
Then they jumped over the Celtics.
Isaiah sideline.
They became the bad boys, and then along comes this team out of the Midwest in Chicago, and the Pistons treated the Bulls the same way the Celtics had treated them. These young kids don't have what it takes.
We knew they were out there. We knew they were up and coming. But at that point in time, we just dismissed it because we knew they couldn't beat us.
While Detroit...
the Pistons was like, we just got on top of the mountain. We gained so much experience having to go against Boston so much and learning so much. And now the Bulls are like the Pistons were to the Celtics. Now the Bulls are the young guns wanting to get to the top of the mountain. The Bulls and the Pistons like, nah, we just got here, fam. Like, y'all gonna have to wait. You feel me?
At that point in time, we just dismissed it because we knew they couldn't beat us.
While Detroit may not have considered Chicago a legitimate threat in the Eastern Conference, they still had reasons not to like them.
The game that the Pistons played was rugged, it was tough, it was gritty, and then here comes Michael. Michael is art.
Here's Jordan.
We didn't like seeing this young punk come in with all this great skill.
Jeez.
And if you came down the middle, you were just going to get killed.
Michael on the move against Vinnie Johnson in the hoop. He is.
God dang.
Down hard.
Oh my God.
Captain and Chicago native Isaiah Thomas. Beating Jordan and the Bulls was personal.
Isaiah was a great star in Chicago. He was the athlete Chicagoans were maybe most proud of. And Michael walks in, just takes Chicago away from him.
You come home and your hometown fans despise you.
Dang.
It affected me because as a kid, I always wanted to play for the Chicago Bulls, but I loved it. I mean, I enjoyed it because we were always beating those guys.
Detroit realized Chicago had a more athletic team than they did, so they induced the younger, more fragile Bulls into a physical and psychological battle.
God.
The rivalry for seasons to come.
It's like, come on, bro. Like, that's frustrating because that's not a basketball play. Like, you're not playing basketball when you make plays like that, bro. That you know what I'm saying? And so that's why that's so frustrating.
Physical and psychological battle that would shape the rivalry for seasons to come.
Nice play. And Lampier.
God!
Paxson, who did not like it.
It was almost like they bullied us and pushed us around. We always kind of felt like we had to challenge them and stand up to that, and that wasn't really who we were.
It was fun to get them off their game. That's how we got off. We were a very cerebral team. We loved to play the mental games.
Rodman would punch Pippen in the face. or to hit him in the chest. He would so upset him, so infuriate him. Pippen couldn't play in these games.
They're so concerned about showing that they're men and they're physical and they're not going to back down. You know, they weren't really thinking about how we're going to execute and beat these guys.
Detroit and Chicago would meet for the first time in the playoffs in 1988. And the Pistons were determined to make sure the Bulls and the league's newly crowned MVP knew who ruled the Eastern Conference.
Dang.
On the switch, Jordan clobbered, and the Pistons want to make Jordan pay.
Detroit's game may have lacked artistry, but it was effective, and they dismissed the...
I know that ain't Lamb Beer out there busting threes. Bill was out there. Bill was out there like that. Lamb Beer out there busting threes. Okay, Bill. I see you. I see you, Bill.
Detroit's game may have lacked artistry, but it was effective.
Wow.
And they dismissed the Bulls in 5 games.
Dang.
And now, a return trip ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The 1988 series, however, was merely a prelude of things to come. In 1989, Michael Jordan would lead the league in scoring for the 3rd straight year, and he would lead Chicago on a remarkable run to their first
Look
Eastern
at that,
Conference
man.
Finals.
Jeez.
The Bulls win! They win! But waiting for Chicago were their old friends. A new twist in their plans to stop Jordan and the Bulls.
He's the focal point of everything they do, so let's just break down what they do, and then let's give them different looks. So Chuck says, yeah, let's make a set of rules just for this guy.
The set of rules would be known as the Jordan rules, and the Pistons considered them classified information.
The Jordan rules. Is that something you guys made up?
You know what? The Jordan rules, it's just a whole lot of help.
Jordan over 4 players, and Sally came away with it.
The rules were more than defensive schemes, however. They were
Oh
part of a
my
grand
God.
logical plan.
They always played into that. Michael wanted to do it all. Michael tried to score it all and played it against him.
I mean, he was like a warrior that said, all right, they got 3 people, I'm still going to take the ball to them.
My ego,
Yeah.
because I don't want a team to seem like they could dominate me, but dominate us.
I think that's what it is in those moments. Like, I guess at that point, Mike was so great. He's scoring leader 3 years in a row. He's the greatest player in basketball that to have to lean on somebody else, I was probably foreign to him at that point. It was a foreign thing, and I don't think he knew how to lean on his teammates and just allow them to be there for him and allow them to carry things and make things happen. And so he was the focal point. So Detroit knew that, obviously. And I feel like Detroit played a big role in him, you know what I'm saying? Learning to lean on his teammates more, learning, hey, my teammates are more than capable. Detroit wants me to try to beat them 1-on-5. They want that. But in order for me to get better looks, I got to get my teammates going. So now they have to respect everybody on the court, and they can't gang up on me like that anymore. Or they know I'm going to dish it here, I'm going to dish it here, I'm going to drop it here. You feel me? So, and I think that's one of the greatest attributes a player can have is the ability to be able to lean on your teammates. That's huge.
My ego was involved, because I don't want a team to seem like they could dominate me, but dominate us as a team.
That was part 1, though. That was super dope. I enjoyed that. And that was like, I love it because it was like a real rivalry. Like, it was that they were out for blood. They ain't like each other on the court. They ain't like each other off the court. You feel me? They just had this disdain towards each other. And the NBA, allowed them to play very physical. Like, they allowed it. And so they was not. It's saying that I don't agree. I feel like it should have been some flagrants because some of those plays are not basketball plays. And, nobody wants to watch somebody go in the air and get, clotheslined or get punched or, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that happen to players because that's very dangerous as you're mid-air. That can end your career earlier than what it was supposed to. But I did like the more physical. I do like more physicality just to an extent. that's all we got for this. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy D Neal, out.